The 10 hardest interview questions, and how to answer them. 1. Tell us about yourself. This is one of those questions that most people hate and wish they could avoid, but on the most part, the majority of interviews will start with this question, so make sure this is one you are prepared for. Answering this question does not mean a full account of your CV, or your entire life story. Treat it as a short pitch to the interviewees on why they should hire you. What can you bring to the table? So firstly, start with the now. What is your current job role? Are you in resettlement? Are you job seeking? Then mention a little bit about your past, relevant to the skills and experience you gained in that position and the skills relevant to the job you are interviewing for. Now move on to the future. Why do you want this role? 2. What are your weaknesses? When interviewers ask this question, it's a genuine way to find out about your flaws, and see how you deal with them constructively and how you are dedicated to improvement. Try not to think of them as weaknesses, more areas for improvement. Avoid cliches such as "I'm a perfectionist." Use this question to point to strength. For example, use the values and standards of the British Armed Forces, which are admired by employers, by saying something like, "I do struggle dealing with people who do not share the same values and standards. In my case, those instilled in me by my service in the armed forces turn a negative into a positive." If you can highlight a weakness and then explain how you are working on improving, with examples, the employer will be impressed. Don't pick out a key skill that is mentioned as a requirement for the particular job role as your weakness. Just be honest and transparent. Everyone has flaws. The interviewers won't expect or want a prospective candidate to be the polished article, as long as you can show you can acknowledge your weaknesses and want to work on them. 3. Why do you want to change jobs? This question could possibly be quite an easy one to answer, especially if you are in resettlement or this will be your first job out of the military. But if not, they want to hear you want to change jobs for positive reasons, not because you might hate your boss. Emphasize the right reasons. Good examples include: to take on a new challenge, for career growth, simply a better opportunity to use your skills and experience. 4. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This can be translated to what are your career goals within this position? That is what interviewers want to know. Keep your answer general. Don't be too specific. Ambition and set goals are important, but if you are too specific, you run the risk of stating goals that are not achievable within the position you are interviewing for. Be truthful, but broad enough that it shows you would be a good fit for the organization. Stress your interest in a long-term career with the company. 5. How would your colleagues describe you? Ask them, and prepare accordingly. Have you ever had a 360-degree evaluation? Leverage it. What qualities are the interviewers hoping to identify in the successful candidate? Infer those attributes. 6. What do you like most, least about your last job? Paint a picture. Use examples of you doing relevant work, and those doing the interviewing have to visualize how you would fit in and add value. Try to move the focus onto the future, with the past being used solely as corroboration. 7. Tell me about a mistake you've made. Be pretty vague about what you did wrong, and spend a very small proportion of your answer on it, but very clear about how you rectified things, making sure you end on a positive note. You want to leave the impression you learned a significant lesson, ideally one relevant to the role for which you are interviewing. 8. Describe your ideal working environment. It isn't rocket science to work out what answers the interviewers are looking for in the context of their specific role, but you need to have thought it through if you are going to articulate them convincingly. Examples include: challenging, collaborative, opportunity for professional development, etc. 9. Describe a time you had difficulty within a team. You listen, you work it through, things turned out fine, and you learned from it. 10. Why should we hire you? The interviewer's job is to hire the best person for the role, so this question is particularly important as it can help set you apart from your competitors. This is your chance to truly impress with reasons why they should hire you, why you stand out from the crowd, and a chance to reiterate your strengths. Brainstorm, review the job description and look at your CV and decide what are the most important qualifications/experience/skills, and in which of these areas do you really excel. Think about what are your most impressive accomplishments and what makes you stand out from other candidates. Keep it concise, in the 1-2 minute range. Although like all the questions, It is important to practice the answers and to come across as enthusiastic and confident. You don't want to end up sounding like a robot, so practice so you are confident and comfortable answering the questions off the cuff. Once you've prepared how you will respond to each of these questions, you need to practice your interview technique. Rehearsing your answers will help you to convey your skills and abilities with confidence, which in turn will help you to make a great impression during your interview.